main list level might be out of their reach. They probably can't do that, or if they do, it's a big time commitment. For a main list, it is yes, they can sometimes do some main list levels, but maybe the top 20 or more likely the top 10 is going to be more of a time commitment for them. Probably the top 10. A pro player is going to be someone who can actively do top 20s. These are people who are cracked at the game. I would consider like some of the best players in the game at this point. Pros, it's similar as top 10, as in the top 10s might take them a considerable amount of time. However, unlike the main lists, it's actually more reachable for them to do a top 10. High pros are going to be people that have beaten a top 10 or multiple top 10s. If they want to do a top 10, they can, and they can at least try to play the current like top 3. Like, they can actively play those levels, but beating them again, huge time commitment. A top player is going to be someone who can actively try and beat the top 1 level. They can go for the top 1 at this point, and they can beat a bunch of top 10s with minimal effort compared to anyone else, and they just steamroll through main lists and extendeds. And then not human is people who I don't think their progression is like anywhere near pretty much everyone in the community. They're kind of in their own section in the community. I think you already know who are going to go on there, but these are people who literally take a 1,000 attempts, or sometimes less than 1,000 attempts to do some levels on the list. They're people who like could just beat anything they want pretty much. So we're gonna do that. Hey, I'm a top player. You're right. We should add Vernosis. Hold on. Let's grab Vernosis here. I actually know. We'll start off with Vernosis. Why don't we? You're so right. So basically, Vernosis here is, I don't think I can fit him on this list, so we're gonna add a row below, specifically for Vernosis, so that we can let everyone else have some space. I think that's pretty fair. Okay, so now we can get on with the actual ranking. So, who shall we start out with? Right. Should I just go in order from here, top to bottom, or should I just pick out people? I feel like I should just pick out people. Okay, let's pick out someone who... I want to start with something like Nepasta, because I think Nepasta's a cool baseline. I wanted to pick Nepasta because, you know, he still plays the game, right? And in recent times, he's actually been, like, doing pretty good. Like, let's bring up Nepasta's channel here. If we look at Nepasta, like, honestly, he's actually pretty cracked at the game now. Like, obviously, he's nowhere near where he was before. Like, if we were ranking in history, which maybe I'll do that another time, Nepasta would be at this top player range, right? He could beat the hardest stuff. Not nowadays, but he's still pretty cracked at the game. I mean, the fact that he could beat stuff like the Ordinary, which, I mean, where's the Ordinary in the list now? It's in, like, the 60s, right? Or 70, yeah, so it's still a low main list, and he did that. Obviously, he beat Deimos, and if you compare how long something like Deimos took him compared to someone like Aeon Air, like, he, like, blitzed Deimos, right? So, he is actually pretty good at the game, and he's got a couple other achievements. Obviously, he beat Verdant Landscape recently, so that can go to his resume. He also can actually play platformer levels. I'm not gonna consider that in the rankings, but cool. I would like to see, like, every time I rank one of these, I would like to see if you guys wanna put down where you think they should go, and then I'll give my opinion. But for me, I think, okay, he's definitely not, like, the bottom tier. Like, he's doing stuff. The fact that he can do stuff like Deimos makes me think that, like, where's Deimos currently? Deimos is currently 31, right? So it's no longer, like, that upper end, but it's just, like, teetering on the edge of, like, a low main list to, like, some of the actual harder main lists. So I I would be willing to say he's probably at the top of main list right now. I think he can go for something in the top 20 if he put his mind to it and like make it a huge thing, and then he could go pro. He could probably go here, but I think for now he should be the top of main, like the very top of main list. Like he can do it, but he just doesn't have enough recent achievements, I think, to really say that he'd be a pro. His achievement-wise, he currently sits at main list. I think that's a good way to transition into doing someone like Zoink and Popoff. Should I do them, or should I leave them for later? I think, you know what, let's just get Zoink out the way, because I think Zoink is the best player. I know a lot of people will say the Popoff is. I don't even have to go on Zoink's profile. He obviously is not human. I don't think you guys are gonna disagree with that. Zoink is a case of where, like, I think Popoff probably does have more raw skill than him, but the thing is, that doesn't really matter if Popoff can't like, show that he's above Zoink, in which case he isn't, because Zoink just puts in so much determination, right? Why I think there's a couple people, maybe one or two people, that are better raw skill than Zoink. I think the fact that Zoink has way more determination than anyone else in the top list, the top people, really kind of puts me to say that Zoink is the best player. Like, you need the determination as well as skill. Like, I think having good raw skill gets you to that tidal wave level, but having the determination puts you in that not human category, and that's what someone like Popoff and Zoink has, but I think Zoink just has that extra level of, you know, determination. I think he wouldn't have done Thinking Space 2 otherwise. I mean, he's slaughtering the list. He's gonna do the Extreme Demon Roulette in 2026. Again, second person to beat the entire main list. Like, he's been at it for 3 years. By far the most dominant player. If this was the all-time list, I think I would also have Zoink at number 1. Both Zoink and Popoff are equally skilled. I can also see that. Like, I mean, they're very, very close. I think they're very, very, very close. What are the pro and high pro categories? A pro is someone that can beat main list levels with pretty much ease, and they can tackle stuff in like that top 20, 25 range. Like, they can reasonably do that, but like a top 10 would take them a huge effort, and it would be like a year-long project. A high-end pro they might already have like a top 10 completed, and they're just, these are pretty similar tiers, but high pros just for that like extra level, because I think there needs to be this category to separate them off. It's basically people that are doing what a pro can do, but with a lot less attempts, a lot less time put into them. Hello, Blue Elephant. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I think obviously Zoink's here. Okay, you guys are saying rank Chop Blocks. Chop Blocks is in chat, so we might as well rank Chop Blocks here. So I'll pull up Chop Blocks real quick, because I mean, I know I covered him in my videos, but maybe some of you don't know him. Hello? Okay, here we go. So rank Braden Bolt. Wait, I didn't add Braden Bolt to the list. I probably should have. You know what, let me just add him to the rank. I don't know how I didn't add him. I totally missed him. I'm gonna quickly add him in. Okay, there we go, Brain Bull's in. But, we're talking about Chop Blocks here, right? This guy is doing the, top 5 Unearthed Africa circles. I'm pretty much sure it's confirmed now that this is pretty much tidal wave difficulty around that. But like, even if we don't take this into account, he beat Acheron twice. I'm pretty sure he beat 2.1 Acheron and 2.2 Acheron. He's also got some major stuff under his belt, like, I don't know if he puts it here, but like, he beat Andromeda. We're gonna get ads, because again, I support creators and I don't buy premium. But, why is it in 144p? But like, he beat Andromeda, and I mean, that's a top 10. If we go here, now I will say Andromeda's about to fall to top 10 with Penumbral, and a lot of people people seem to be able to not only fluke Andromeda, but just beat Andromeda. Like, compared to any other list level, this one has so many more victors. But there's still not many, right? And he's still an absolute cracked player for this. And if we look at his attempt count, does he state it here? I mean, if he's in chat, he can probably tell us. You could probably tell us how many attempts it took you. Let's see, 62,000 attempts, right? So that's a lot, but it isn't like a stupid amount, which, again, that's why he's able to do something like a top 5. Which makes me want to say that he's probably a high-end pro, but no, but then he beat Andromeda. He's like teetering on this edge. I think if he's able to beat Africa Circles, if he beats Africa Circles, then I would put him in this high pro tier. If he actually goes through with it. Currently I'd say he's like the top, like the highest pro. Like the highest pro. But like, I feel like I need to see him go through, or at least like get more progress on Africa Circles. But then here's the thing, he's been like blitzing through this. I mean, 3 weeks ago 60 to 100, and then he already got 50%. He might be high pro. But he's also done stuff like Cosmos and so. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, actually I would say he's low high pro. You know, I would say he's low high pro. I'd say he's like the bottom of high pro. He could become like a normal like high pro level player if he ends up beating, or like maybe in the higher end if he beats whatchamacallit. Look at your attempt count. Okay, if you look, you took 12k. That's like nothing for something like that, and that's recent. So that show. Yeah, no, I would say you're low. Okay, yeah. I would say bottom high pro, but in the future, like I feel like if he beats Africa Circles, then he could go to the higher end. I'm gonna put him there for now, because now that I look at it, like having him like, since I said the Pasta was like top of the main list, having him at like pro when the gap there is incredible. Yeah, he has to be high pro. Who should we take now? Who's an interesting one? We could go with. Who do you guys want? Guys, tell me who you want me to rank, and I'll do them next. Me next. Well, obviously, I was #1 GDB player. I was #1 on the stats sphere at one point, so I would log everyone and be in the not human tier. But I want to be fair, so I didn't add me. Dubes? Okay, I want to keep. Okay, we need to keep Dubes in chat, so we need to do them in like a couple ones time. I'll do them soon, but Zeronium. There's a couple East Sharks and a couple Zeroniums. I'll do Zeronium because I think Zeronium's an interesting one to talk about. If we pull up Zeronium, obviously he just beats a ton, like kind of like Apex, who we'll get onto in a minute. He just kind of beats a bunch of stuff, but then also, unlike Apex, he has a ton of higher end achievements. he did Abyss of Darkness. Okay, now Abyss of Darkness is obviously around his peak. I think we can agree that with the time it took him to do Abyss of Darkness, that's around what he can do. Which is 19. But I would say he's showed that he's obviously able to do stuff easier than someone like Aeon, and Aeon's able to go for something at 12, Silent Club Step. So I would say that if Zeronium put his mind to it, he could probably do something like Andromeda that's 10. He's got other stuff done like Deimos. I mean that's pretty high, 31. What else has he done here? He's done Gagatronda, verified it, so it's gonna feel harder to him. He did stuff like Limbo, which again, that's like lower top 50. He kind of thrives in kind of this category, from stuff like Walter White here, like low main list to like the top of the lower end main list, but someone like Minus Drawing Convulsion. He kind of thrives in that range, which makes me want to have him at this pro tier. Cause like he can do main lists, like he doesn't just do a couple main lists, he's done a bunch of main lists, and he's shown to do stuff in like the 20 range. So I would say that he can go in pro. I would put him at high pro because again, I think he's not really done anything to show that. Like some like Chop Blocks obviously can get to that range. Like he's proven it. Zeronium hasn't proven himself to be able to do something incredibly hard. Like he does really hard stuff. He doesn't do the hardest of the hard, which is why I want to keep him at pro. Add Space UK. You know what? Fair enough, because Space UK like is actually like kind of legit now. It's like I feel like we can actually add him. I kind of had in my mind, oh, Hacker can add, but like we kind of can have him. We'll do him a bit later. But who shall we move on to now? We could move on to Easter. You guys wanted Easter. So we can probably do Easter here. We'll pull his channel up there, and then we'll grab him. Where is he? Here he is. Easter. Where do we want to put Easter? I don't actually know too much about him, like, completion-wise. I just know, obviously, the verifier of Booba Wamba. So, the fact that he was able to verify something that was top 10, okay? And at the time, it was, like, secret number 3, okay? That was a big achievement, but if we lower that to current standards of skill, that at least puts him in the pro range. Like, he's at least there, but then obviously, if we look at the completions here, we have easier stuff, but then we also have stuff like Acheron, Sakupin Circles, Walter White, and these are stuff that, like we said, Zeronium was doing, but he's doing them at a way faster pace, and he's doing them with some stuff that's even harder, like 7 Club Step, or Spectre. Like, Spectre's really hard. Blitz Snowbound, he's doing stuff like Kyuki. Like, he's doing these pretty quickly now. Like, what is that? In a month's time, he's done 3, like, decently hard main lists. If we go to, yeah, we can look at his stats viewer here. Like, he's the number 7. Like, he's gone a lot. Now, my thing is, a lot of these points, like, the reason I didn't want to look at the stats viewer is because it does kind of skew my thought process, because like, yes, he is the number 7 best player, but he kind of grinds out these like lower main lists, but a lot of that's what gives him his points. But like, if we look at the higher end stuff, like he's done Booba Wamba, and then after Booba Wamba we're looking at something that's around like Acheron difficulty, and then it's basically going back to the demon list. If we look, he's like done a couple of these hard stuff, and then he's just done a ton of these lower bits. That doesn't mean he's bad or anything. That the fact that he's able to do a sheer amount of those makes me think he can definitely do something around Booba Wamba's difficulty again. But I would put him below Chop Blocks at high pro. Like, I think he probably is at Chop Blocks' level, but he hasn't proved it. Why do you have 3 browsers? We don't talk about it. I would put him high pro at the very bottom, right? Yeah, probably same tier as Chop. I agree with that. But I do think he's lower. Like, he hasn't proved himself. I think, again, he probably could. He probably could actually be better than Choplocks, but he doesn't prove it. And I need the evidence for him to show me that, and he just hasn't done it. So I'm gonna keep him at the low, high pro, but he's still on my radar. His Shark is cracked. Should I bring up Lord Vadercraft here? Because I think Lord Vadercraft is a really funny case. Lord Vadercraft, if we go to his, I want to go to his profile to show this. Because for some reason, maybe it's just me, but Lord Vadercraft just like never improves his skill. He does a lot, he does so much. I mean, he verifies everything, but he never improves his skill. He never, like, it seems like he's always taking the same amount of time to do stuff. Like, he peaked at Eyes in the Water and he hasn't done anything as hard since. Like, how hard is Centipede supposed to be now? Because, like, in my mind, I don't think it's been buffed since the update. I think the update was just to improve the gameplay. I don't think it actually got buffed, so the fact that he's taking that long in it is... I don't know. It's weird. I mean, he's also done stuff like Firework, but again, look at this. Like, everything else is in main list. And these are all, like, legacy stuff, right? So he hasn't actually done much, which is kind of sad. So I mean, he's shown, like, I don't know. It's really buffed. Okay, it is buffed. Okay, how? Okay, I'm seeing it is buffed, but people are saying it's top 30, which is what I thought it was before. Below Pew Cubed on the global list. Okay, that is where I thought it was, but you have to think, like, even that, like, let's say that is buffed and it is at that difficulty, that's still, like, Eyes in the Water difficulty, which means, and he's taking even longer. So, like, it just makes, and the Firework, him being Firework and Eyes in the Water took ages. Even stuff like Zodiac took him a decent amount of time. So I feel, I want to say he's main list just because, like, he can do stuff in that range that someone in the extended list just can't. He's definitely not extended list here, but he's, you know, I can't really, in good faith, put him in any of the higher tiers of main list. Who do we want next? 62 people watching, that's crazy, but who do we want to rank next? Again, even if Centipede's, like, way harder, like, let's say even if it's top 20, it's still taking, he's been going at it for so long that, like, it means he's halted his progression in other ways as well. So, I still can't, in good faith, put him any higher. If he beats Centipede and it turns out to be, like, super duper 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 difficult, then maybe I'd rank him higher, but, Thaco Clone, I'm seeing a lot of Dobbins. Should we rank Dobbin? Dobbin's insane. Like, let me go to his channel. He's one of the 2 players right now that I think is going to, who, like, has the chance to end up in not human tier, like, if he keeps on playing. This guy is absolutely crazy. Look at this. Like, this, in the span of less than a month, he did, per numeral, first Victor, absolutely blitz at top 10. Every end in world record attempts, that's a top 10. Spectre instant. I know he picked up again, but after he picked up, he blitzed it. And Quanius processing right after. Now, keep in mind, he did have Quanius processing. He did, you know, have a, let me look here, 59,000 attempts. But this was like 4 days after coming back to the level. So, I think that shows that he's improved since getting those runs, and it's clear even before his, like, random boost in skill, he could still nearly beat stuff like Subsuming Vortex, which was top 10 at the time. He's shown that he can beat, like, all the other lower top 10s, or maybe now they're top 20s. This guy is probably a top, like, I would say this guy's a top player. I would say that Dovin is a top player. probably on the lower end of the top players. I need to see more, and some of the attempt counts are quite big. But from like the sheer amount that he's been doing recently, I can't not put him in top player. He's been doing so much, like actually crazy. He's technically pulling off the best performance of a player in 2026 so far. His stats in the last 2 months been better than Pop Off and Soink. There's one person that I think may be doing better, but like yeah, he's like one. He is definitely one of, if not the best upcoming player right now. He's genuinely crazy. He's genuinely crazy. I don't know how he does it. This guy, the Eastern European, the Polish, and the Russian communities, like, they've been popping off recently. Okay, who shall we do next, guys? Cuatrocientos? We could do Cuatrocientos. 400? Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll do Cuatrocientos. We'll do him. So, Cuatrocientos is quite an interesting one, because obviously Flame Wall Verifier. That was a crazy thing. Like, even though Flame Wall took him a while, keep in mind that like he was getting 99% and like high end scores like every streak. He was mad consistent with that. He got world record on Fairy Knife Hell, 37%, which is supposedly top 1. Like that was, and apparently it was supposed to be top 1 by a good margin. So that's crazy. The AI thumbnails are throwing me off, but he does like beat a bunch of stuff. He hasn't been doing as much recently. However, I mean, maybe he's been going live. I mean, he's been playing Fairy Knife Hell. I think he's on a bit of a break. But, I mean, if we look here, after, I know Flame Wall was a jump, but after he beat Flame Wall, he just started, like, doing stuff. He's shown that he can do, like, stuff at that difficulty still. He did 55 to 100 on Tidal Wave. He's done stuff like Through the Gates, Voltage, Saul Goodman, Oblivion, Damascus, Collapse, like, Graceful, Dark Dementia. He can Subterminal Point as well, which is decently hard. Like, he can do some crazy stuff. Flame Wall alone means he has to go in High Pro. I wouldn't put him at the top end of High Pro. My thing is, again, he's shown to do stuff more than East. I think he's around East Shark's level. Let's like take a look at his attempt count on some of this. Like, how quick did he beat something like Saul Goodman? 11.5 old K. Okay, but that doesn't explain his attempt count. Okay, like a top 60 Collapse. What did that take him? 4.3. He just says it's old. But it seems like he does them pretty instant. I would say he's here. I mean, here's the thing. I think Chopblocks is a better player, but Chopblocks hasn't showed anything. Chopblocks hasn't actually shown, like, beaten anything to show that. His attempt counts and his progress in Africa Circles show it, but he hasn't really beaten anything to prove that he's above Cuatrocientos. And it's the fact that Cuatrocientos has progress on Tidal Wave and beat Flame Wall and can do stuff quickly. Like, I'm gonna have to put him there. I don't think he's a top player. Like, I think he takes too, like, obviously Flame Wall was too big of a really big jump. So I don't think he's there. But, yeah, I would put East Shark above, but East Shark hasn't shown, like, he just grinds a bunch of the lower ends of the mid ends of the main list, but he doesn't actually, besides the jump from Bubuamba, he doesn't actually do much. So I think East Shark has more potential, and if East Shark does some more harder stuff, he'll go above. For now, I want to put him there. Aeon Air? We could do Aeon Air. We can do Aeon Air. Let's do Aeon Air. So I wouldn't put Aeon Air because, again, he's a good, like, showcase of skill. he's got progress. Like, I wanna say he's probably the upper extended. Like, the thing is, I mean, he's going for Silent Club Step. I feel like Silent Club Step's a very jumpable level, right? And like 2 runs in Silent Club Step, he did fluke the duel, which kind of shows consistency. Until we beat Silent Club Step, I don't know. I mean, I guess he could be main list because he did. No, he did Deimos. Like, I'll have to put him main list. He did Deimos. It did take him a long time, but he did do it. He's shown to do stuff. He could definitely do stuff in the lower main list as well to prove it. He's definitely main list. I don't know why I said extended. Probably above Lord Vadercraft. Maybe. Yeah, because if Lord Vadercraft takes a while. Lord Vadercraft takes a whole while. Aeonair has the skill of a pro, but he just takes too long to beat the stuff and takes too many attempts for me to really want to rank him at pro. I don't think he's above Nepesta. I think Nepesta's shown more. If Nepesta wanted to do something as hard as Silent Club Step, he could have. If you want proof, look at their difference in how they played Deimos. But yeah, I would put him there. I think that's a good spot. We don't have extended, so I want to put someone to show what extended it would be. Let's get Conics out the way and get me Scoon. I dip in 10 minutes. We'll do you after Conics. We'll do after Conics. Conics is so. Like, obviously, I wanted to put him because, like, I did most of TCD, so I might as well put Conics in there as well. And, I mean, Conics can play extended means that they can reasonably do extended levels. As much as we joke about Conics, he does show his, like, he can do stuff. Like, he did Bloodlust fairly quickly. Like, he can show that he can do, harder levels. And he has that verification that's top 150, right? He has, yeah, verifying and extended, yeah. He also beat, yeah, VSC Victor. He also beat VSC, which, keep in mind, that's Slaughterhouse difficulty. That's pretty much confirmed Slaughterhouse difficulty. So, like, he's done achievements that can put him on this list, for sure. But he's nowhere near the higher tiers. Like, VSC probably didn't help his skill, like, much at all. But it is an achievement. So, I want to put him there. Let's do Doobs then, before Doobs leaves. I'm gonna pull up Doobs' channel here to just show you what he's done. So obviously he's done world record attempts on Eternus. Eternus is his big thing right now. He also did Grief in free runs. The problem with ranking Doobs is there isn't many completions from Doobs. It's all just progress. And beating a level is way harder than doing runs on a level. So, I still think he's really, really cracked. I think people do overrate Doobs a bit. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he's a really, really, really good player. I think he does get slightly overrated just because of the progress. But then but he's showed that he can instantly do, like, Silent Circles in 2 runs, which is definitely top 10. And he, like, instantly did that. Something that, I know that Choplox is playing a slightly harder level, but, like, Choplox, he did this instant. He's done other stuff, like, a lot of this stuff is hard to rank, because, like, a lot of this stuff is, like, niche things, like, again, Apollo, which is top 1 on the layout list, it's not, like, directly demon list stuff he does, but the stuff he does is really crazy. Again, Unnerved Scoop and Circles progress. So I wouldn't say he is high pro. He probably could be high pro. Like, he's like bordering here, right? He's like in between this pro range. Again, he's shown progress on so many top 10s that I think someone like Zeronium couldn't do in that reasonable time. I would say he's above Zeronium. I would say that in raw skill, Doobs is probably around E-Shark's difficult. I'd say he's lower, like he's like here. Like, he is in that high pro tier in raw skill. But he just hasn't beaten anything to prove that he can do that. But I think on progress alone, we can just say that he is harder. He's harder. He is better than Zeronium. So I would like to say you were at the peak top level of pro, but you've done stuff that I think people like that are up here wouldn't well no, because I mean Quattro Santos also has progress on like top ones like Fairy Knife Owl. Again, I just think you have the skill of a high pro, but due to not beating stuff, I would say you're like a pro. I think that's fair. I think this is a fair ranking. Harder than Zeronium. Yeah, it's harder than Zeronium. Who should we? Lowest type pro. I mean, that's pretty much where we put him. Yeah. Let's say. Okay, who do we want to do next? Who do we want to do next? I'll let you guys decide. Tria, Rose, Cookie, Tria, Max Dash, Wordy, Paco Trick, Rose, Wordy. Okay, seems like he's one Wordy. We might as well do him. Here he is. This is the guy who I said could be better than Dobbin currently. After beating Nullscapes, this guy popped off. Keep in mind, he could do stuff at Flame Wall difficulty. He pretty much did 24 to 100 on Flame Wall. I know Flame Wall's a long level, so that's obviously nowhere near like beating it, but that's still crazy. Years ago, he did stuff like Andromeda and Anathema and Avernus, which is crazy, but in recent times, he's really put on the grind. Again, in a month, he did Penumbral every end, just like Dobbin. But he also did a world record fluke on Deimos from 57, world record on Tunnel of Despair, and then obviously he's shown his title with progress. I heard from somewhere that he already got like a run like 38 to 100 or something similar to that. But he's blitzing through something like Tidal Wave. I have to put him at top. I have to put him top. The question is Dobbin or Wordy better? Where are they currently on the demon list, like, compared to each other? Dobbin's 105. And Wordy's 18. So, I want to say that Wordy's just going to be above Dobbin because he's just shown more. I think they both have pretty equal potential. Like, I would understand if you put Wordy below Dobbin, or if you put Dobbin below Wordy, like, I think that's fair. I think these are very close. These guys are very close in skill. But I just have to put Wordy on top because he's just shown more. They're both, like, equally as good right now. They're equally as competitive. These are the upcoming players. It used to be, I would say Servax and Tygo were the upcoming players that everyone had in their minds. I think these two are, like, the new gens of them. But they seem to be putting in a lot of effort right now. So, right. Who do we wanna go to now? I think we need to fill the extended tier, like the mid tier. Or should I do like a really controversial one? I kinda wanna do a controversial one. Where these top 3 achievements have all been in the past month. Yeah, you know how crazy that is? That's actually crazy. Paco, C Levi, Doggy. I'm seeing a lot of Max Dashes. Maybe Max Dash. We'll do Max Dash. Max Dash is a super interesting one. Now I'm gonna compare again. We're comparing skill, like we're comparing skill in the most optimal way. So even though he's playing on mobile, we have to compare him like any other player. That even if we do that, he's like really crazy at the game. The fact that he's doing it on mobile is ridiculous. The problem is I can't rank him with mobile mind, like, because I can't rank him like really high because he hasn't really shown how good he is on PC. So like I couldn't tell you if what his skill would translate to there. So we have to base his skill off of what he's done on mobile. But even with that disadvantage, compared to everyone else, he's been doing crazy stuff. Again, like Firework. Okay, keep in mind that Firework, for a normal player without even being on mobile, beating something like Firework puts him in this mainless category, I feel like, instantly. So he's already not even at the lowest tier on mobile. And then he's beat his progress on Absolute End, which I believe is going to be maybe low top 10, or like high top 20. If for PC players, not even, and it's by far top 1 on mobile. Makes me want to put him in pro. His attempts are too big. Yeah, his attempts are really big. But like, I don't know if I can in good faith put him in pro because, I mean, like if we go to his hardest, I don't know if he has a list here. We're gonna have to look him up here. Similar to other people, it's a lot of progress. Firework, Hard Machine, Renvent, like other than Firework, it is too high of it's too high of attempts to make me put him in pro. How's my morning been? It's actually been pretty good, thank you. But yeah, I think if we keep in mind, guys, I want you to keep this in mind. If we were putting this in like the context of like ranking, weighting mobile achievements higher, then I would put him in the not human tier or in the top player tier. If we were like weighting mobile achievements, but I want to. This is going to be as like objective as possible. So he would have to I would have to see how well he plays on PC. There's a very good chance that he could reach this top player not human tier if he played on PC, 100% high in pro. But he doesn't. We can only base it off of what he's done on mobile, and even those mobile things are stupid high attempt counts. So I have to in good faith, put him down here. But please keep in mind, if we were rating mobile achievements, he's like here. He's like right there. He's crazy good. I'm going to have to put him there for now. He's been Absolute End is something I don't see someone like the Pasta doing, so I'm having him there. I'm fine with him there. He's not human because he's French. Sure. Who do you want to rank now, guys? Who's next? We still have a bunch to go through. I might have to make this a two-parter. Garbag, Pop-Off. Is Vertop on the list? I don't think I put. Wait, did I put Vertop? I think I might have missed him. Yeah, I did. Hold on. He's also a mobile player. But he's like not really done. Like I don't know if I wanna. But I mean, I guess he's done. Okay, you know what? We'll add Vertop. It's just Vertop will be like hard to judge. Oh, which is why I didn't add him. I think originally.